Good afternoon, old school Texas Tech. I'm continuing with some of my postseason grades and reviews for conference opponents and teams in the Big 12. I'm thinking I'm also going to do tomorrow. I'm going to do videos similar to this for our three most likely bowl opponents, at least the three most likely bowl opponents that I keep hearing about. I will do those tomorrow as well. But right now, I'm focusing on the Cincinnati Bearcats, a team that came into Lubbock and played us very, very hard. I was really impressed with the toughness of their quarterback. I thought he was a really great. I thought he was just a kind of that one of those guys who's just like a really good competitor. I thought they were good on the offensive and defensive lines. I thought that they were a good team. They played us a good game. I think we won 44-41. Earlier in the year, I had predicted them to win 3 games. I know because I followed some of their YouTube personalities that it was really important for them to make a bowl game this year, and they came really close to doing that. They won 5 games this season. They had only won 3 games total last year, and only one conference game against Houston down at Houston last season. So this year they won 3 conference games. They beat Houston at home. They beat Central Florida down in Orlando, and then they beat Arizona State at home, which was a big win for them. They also won a couple non-conference games, and they came within 1 point of beating Pittsburgh, which would have made them bowl eligible. So I'm sure they're disappointed with the season, but they definitely made some progress. I think probably one of the most troublesome things about their season is that they lost their last 5 games. I would have given them sort of a gentleman's C. I think it's kind of a C minus kind of season just because they lost the last 5. They really did not play well late in the year. They did come within one touchdown of beating both West Virginia and TCU. I thought they might beat TCU at home in that final game, but it did not end up happening. It looks like they're going to, we're kind of in a fluid time period right now, obviously, but it looks like, the main components of their coaching staff are going to come back next season. And then I also read an article. I guess there was some question of whether or not the quarterback Sorsby was going to come back next season. But I read an article by one of the big national sports writers that he is planning to come back next season. Does not look like he will enter the portal. So who knows? I haven't looked at their schedule for next season yet, but it looks like they've got a good chance to be better. We'll see what happens with the transfer portal and recruiting and all that. See kind of how their roster settles out. This year they scored 25.2 a game, and they gave up 24.6. They did have some pretty good games defensively. Obviously, Houston was not a good team offensively, but they did shut them out this year, and they held some decent teams to, under 25 points, several under 20 points as well. So they had a pretty good season. I would give them a gentleman's C, but losing the last 5, I'm going to drop it down to a C minus.